run the world? Girls, who run the world?
No, I'll be there in a second. Oh my God, a body!
What is this metal thing? He seems to have been a knee replacement candidate. Some candidates have a self-extendable endoprosthesis. Usually when the endoprosthesis is bent too far or lengthened too far, they snap. So I'm guessing this is how he fell. The joint articulations hold the bones together securely, but they still give us mobility. The joints have two functions, the functionally and the structurally. The functionally is the amount of movement the joint allows, and the structurally is the fibrous cartilaginous and the synovial joints.
His fibrous joints are intact because his bone is still united with the collagenate fibers. And it seems as though his cartilaginous joints have been worn away, especially the chondrocrontis and the symphysis. These joints are very important because he must have been a jogger. Like, you can clearly see it in his joints. And his synovial joints are also healthy because they are still enclosed in the articular capsules. You see?
Today is science related to everyday life, and we're going to be talking about the shapes of joints and what they do. The first joint is the plane joint, which is flat and does a gliding movement such as the song.
Round of applause when you make that joint clap.
Next up is the hinge joint, which does an angular movement such as lifting weights. Next up is the pivot joint, which fits into a ring bone and turns around a long axis, which is like the Macarena. I guess. And then the next joint is the sinoid joint and the saddle joint. These joints, the first joint is the sinoid joint, which is egg-shaped, and the second joint is convex and concave like a saddle. And they both move side to side and back and forth, such as the motorcycle dance. The final joint is the ball and socket joint, which is spherical and rotates along multi-axis, which is all around like batter up.
The possible diseases he could have had.
He could have had bursitis, which is due to inflammation of the bursae or synovial membrane. This will happen if he fell on his knee, or it could have happened if he had a sprain, which is when the ligaments or tendons reinforcing the joint are damaged by excessive stretching or if they are torn away from the bone.
What other kind of diseases could he have had?
He could have had arthritis, which means joint inflammation, and there are three types of arthritis: osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and gouty arthritis. Osteoarthritis is a result of the wear and tear on joints over many years and is a common affliction of the age. It is the most common form of arthritis, and 85% of the people in the U.S. develop this condition. Then there's rheumatoid arthritis that occurs in both young and older adults. It is believed to be an autoimmune disease, which means that the body's immune system attempts to destroy its own tissues. Rheumatoid affects the fingers, the wrists, the ankles, and the feet. The last type of arthritis is gouty arthritis. It is caused by the deposit of uric acid crystals in joints, and it typically affects a single joint. Gouty is most common in men, and it really appears for the age of 30. Then there's a possibility that he has the humpback, which is osteoporosis. Then that is a bone thinning disease and makes bones so fragile that even a hug or squeeze can cause the bone to fracture.